These are the plaintiffs, Joseph Poole and Letitia Cameron. Joseph says he and his girlfriend gave the defendant a deposit on an apartment. They had a move-in date set, and then the defendant turned around and said the apartment wasn't available on the agreed date. This woman's a snake. She's keeping their hard-earned money, and they're suing her today in this court for the $3,260 they're rightfully owed. This is the defendant, Michelle Birdsong. She says she was never paid in full. And after a lot of back and forth, the plaintiffs told her they changed their minds about renting the place and demanded a full refund. They have some nerve taking her to court today when they broke the agreement, and she refuses to return their money on principle because they double-crossed her. She's accused, not budging.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiffs gave the defendant a deposit for an apartment, and on move-in day, the landlord said, you're not getting it. The defendant says that she was never paid in full, and the plaintiffs changed their minds. It's the case of get a move on it.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
All right, Mr. Poole and Ms. Cameron.
Hey now.
So you found this place, and you went to look at it November 20th, and you liked it.
Yes.
This was a place that you were living in?
Yes.
And you were going to sublease it to them, and you were going back to Chicago?
Yes.
So you are under a lease in that place?
Yes.
And do you have the right to sublease?
Yes, I do.
Can I see your lease?
I didn't bring it with me, but I do. My rent is paid in full.
No, rent being paid in full doesn't mean you can sub.
Yeah, there's no saying that I can't. My broker said it was fine.
Okay. All right, so you end up deciding that you want to take it.
Yes.
And you two enter into an agreement, and you pay her, Mr. Poole.
Yes.
Pay her $700
Yes,
to hold
as
the
the
apartment.
first partial payment.
Is there anything that anybody wrote up on that day when you accepted the $700?
Yes. Well, she has the same thing as myself.
Okay. How much was the rent going to be?
$1,300.
All right. And how much was the security deposit going to be?
$1,300.
So upon paying you $700, $1,900 was due for first month in security.
Yes.
And it was going to be due when? When the apartment is fully ready?
January 1st, I was supposed to be leaving.
Okay. Had you previously told them that it would be December?
No.
All right. See, that's why something in writing that says when it's going to be ready would be good too. And there's nothing in here. Now, according to you, she had told you it was going to be December?
Yes.
Who did she say that to, you or you?
Both of us at the same
All right.
time.
Yes.
And when in December?
She said the second week of
in
December.
Yes.
And she said the second week in December, and it was important to you to move out because where were you living?
You were living
We're still living with my father.
And you have two kids?
Yes.
How old?
3 and 9.
Okay. So at some point, she decides it's going to be January. You don't pull out at that point.
No, we didn't pull out, but she told me that we had to give the rest of the money for the security deposit, which we gave her through PayPal.
Okay.
We sent over the money.
And when did you do that?
The 29th of November as well as the 30th of November.
Okay, by then she had told you about the January thing, right?
Yes, with us moving in January, yes.
Right, so she had already
yes.
So you were fine with not fine, but you were accepting the January delay.
Yeah,
Yes.
we were trying to cling on to the great deal that she offered us.
Right, so you end up giving her the rest of the security deposit.
Yes.
And then here's what I want to do, because what happened is she's talking to you,
Yes.
and she's talking to you, and that's how so I don't want to talk to the two of you at the same time. I want to talk to you separately. So I'm talking to you now first. What happens? You get a text from her, and what does it say?
She basically asks me for the first month rent to move in because
Or
she was
some
going to
of
be
it.
no, she asked me to give
Let
her
me
the
see
first.
the actual text. Let's read the actual text. So he asks about when can we meet up alongside your broker to receive the due amount and then work on that sublease. And then you tell him you're not meeting my broker. I told you that last night. He says, all right, and forgive me for the repetitive questions, anxious with a lot of concern, that's all. And your response is, well, I understand that, but at the same time, you're also making me not want to rent to you. To be honest, I'm thinking to just give you your money back with all the questions. Why?
He was harassing me.
No, no.
I'm
the
glad
harassing by what? By asking you when the broker's available?
No, I didn't mind him asking me questions like that. Like,
Well,
I
then
told
why
him
did you
I
send
would.
this text back? What
Because
was he
he
doing
was-
that made you send the text back? Because I read his questions.
Because it was like all the time. Like, and I've even had to tell Letitia, can you please ask your husband to leave me alone? Like, he kept on texting me and texting me and texting me.
So he says to you, after I finish paying you the full security, when can I have a lease? To which you respond, can we get back to all the questions after the holiday? Very busy here. That was Thanksgiving. And he says, sure, besides the above questions, I do have a few more to clarify, so we'll continue our conversation Monday morning via text message. And you take the time in your busy holiday schedule to respond, I'm sorry, but I think I'm just going to return your $700. Sorry, as you are asking way too much. I am an honest, upfront person. This is my first time doing this as well. All the questions are overwhelming.
Yep.
Okay.
And then his wife called me.
Called
Yes.
telephonically. What'd she say to you?
So the landlord sends this text saying, you asked too many questions. Is the landlord stuck? Does the landlord have to give security back?
Yes.
Because?
Because, well, the person should be able to ask as many questions as they would like,
That's a fair point.
and the landlord should be able to answer
But
them.
now the landlord's, oh, yeah, you know what? You're right. Going inside the courtroom.
She asked me what happened, and just work with me. She was
Yeah, I know.
telling me.
Listen, we got to know our man. We may love our man, but if our man is rubbing her the wrong way, it's time for someone else to step in. I'm going to give you some advice from someone who's going to celebrate her 27th anniversary.
Hello.
There are things I'm good at, and there are things John is good at. I happen to think the things I'm good at are far vast and numerous. But there are things I'm good at, and then there are times when I lose my mind. And I'm not the best person to deal with something. A nice guy like my husband's the best person to deal with something. I think you two get your mojo right and figure out, because you need something from that lady.
It was when I called her, it was on, because he said that, however, she wanted to give us the money back. I didn't know the situation. So I called her, and she said it was about harassing. He was harassing her, saying, asking questions, too many questions.
All right, so apparently you two patch it up.
Yes.
Well, you massage the situation, everything is fine. And then there comes a time when she says to you, can you do some of the rent now as I'm making the lease for us? And we'll have my lawyer look over and you will sign and get keys. So you literally say to her at 10:45, I would like to have a phone conversation with you. I'm not comfortable to give out more money before I receive a lease and keys in my hands. That's not, we quit, we pull out. Then at 10:46 a.m., you are texting her, we want our money back.
Yep.
Yes.
It's a total of $1,300.
Yes.
Okay.
And
So then did you know he was texting her that?
No.
That's what I thought. I had that had that stench of behind your back kind of. All right. Your husband texts me back saying you'd like the money back. And you say, yes, I agreed on that part, but you just text me to send part of the first month's rent. When I agreed, I will give it when I got the sublease and key in my hands. And then she says, I'm just going to give you all the money back. Now, your position is what?
Well, I said that I didn't have no problem returning the funds, the same way that they had gave me in increments, and just to give me a little while. And they kept on and kept on. Well, he specifically kept on and kept on and kept on. And I feel like I'm losing out now. Now I'm not with my mother. My father's sick. I'm still.
Are you still in New York?
In New York,
Okay.
in my apartment, looking for somebody to rent.
Your position is they backed out, so I don't have to return anything.
That's how I feel. I'm losing out as well.
Keep your mouth shut. You already did enough damage. But there were no fewer than 4 times where you were demanding to return their money.
Yeah, because of him.
No,
He
I
kept
understand
on-
that. But see, here's how the law works. You are right about the law. If they back out and it's no fault of yours, then you get to keep the money. But the person that I see saying, you know what, I don't even think I want to rent to you anymore because you're asking too many questions. And then again later, once he starts with we want our money back, there's another time where he says, I don't want to rent my apartment to you. So there's just no way that they can go through with the contract. You're saying they breached, but you told them you're out. You called it that you didn't want to rent him, and that you were going to give them their money back. And they said, okay. So you don't get to change that to they bailed.
That's fine.
So I'm going to order you, how much money is in play? What they had given was $1,300, correct?
Yes.
Now, you are suing for an additional amount that is the amount that it cost to bury your mom? I'm sorry for the loss of your mom, by the way.
Yes. Although this is her mother and she had to do everything out of her power to come up with the additional funds because she continued to lack to give us any type of reimbursement, not even $1, even over the consideration that her mother did pass and there was a remaining balance. So she had to go above and beyond to scrape up a few extra dollars to make it happen.
Right, but
Not
why
done.
would that mean she has to pay for the funeral?
I don't know. I just thought of it as damages.
Just thought of throwing it in her head, but it's not.
No.
It's not damages
Okay. All right.
because it's not anything that she did.
All right.
It's just she didn't pay you something you felt she should have paid you, and you can't really make a demand. I want it now. I'm not saying don't assert your rights. You have 4 years to file that lawsuit. There was no rush to file it right then in the middle of the death, in the middle of, there's just no rush. So you're not entitled to have her pay for your mom's funeral. I'm finding in your favor in the amount of the $1,300, plus, of course, your court costs. Good luck, folks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
So after the court case, the plaintiffs are going to get their money back again. Why are you laughing?
Yeah, no, I'm not laughing. I'm just happy it's over with.
You are?
Yeah, and I had agreed to pay them, so
I was going to say, you're the one who started
I
it.
agreed to pay them. So
There you go. There you,
You
go.
know?
Maybe you should have paid them and you wouldn't be here.
Well, I mean, look how they didn't even give me any time.
Okay. All right. Well,
Thank you.
you understand. Thank you very much. You must sign some documents. I hope you find somebody to rent your apartment. Okay, here come the plaintiffs now. What's going on? Well, you got a little lecture from the judge. Patience, patience, patience. Step around here so we can see you. Yeah, okay. So how do you feel about what happened? You okay with it?
I'm okay with it, but Michelle
I mean, you
was
could
doing it
be
the hard
living
way.
in the apartment right now. You know that.
Yeah,
Do you
unfortunately.
think you made a mistake?
No.
You're sure?
Positive.
No question about that.
No
Okay.
question about it.
All right, good enough. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You'll get your money back. All right, Harvey?
Well, Doug, we've talked about this before, that when time matters, right time is of the essence. That means if it's not done on move-in day, you get your money back. It's that important to do.